People of the internet, I am the Efkin Guy, and this is the show that brings you films you may not have seen. Today, Total Cult Zone presents Dogma, which you've probably seen, but not in 4K.
I can spot a commandment breaker from a mile away.
Right there. There's one.
Excuse me. Are you married?
What do you think?
To her?
No. Ladies and gentlemen, God has grown weary of your superficial faith. Hypocrites, charlatans, he has abandoned you to the whim of judgment. Prepare to taste God's wrath. 2 tickets to New Jersey, please.
God's decreed that I'm to charge you with a holy crusade. Stop a couple of angels from re-entering heaven.
We're going home.
If they get in, they'll unmake the world.
Right. So how do I know you're an angel?
As I was saying, you won't be alone.
More angels?
Prophets, in a manner of speaking.
You gotta be kidding me. Between guys with wings,
Outstanding work.
guys falling out of the sky,
Oh, that sucks!
and guys trying like hell to kill me, I'm ready to kick back and welcome the end of existence.
The sign of a true Catholic.
You're kidding.
Holy The whole of existence is in jeopardy right now. You're the one who's gonna help change that. Women's bodies are all fucking business.
Fill them pews, people. Hook them while they're young.
Kind of like the tobacco industry.
Christ, if only we had their numbers.
Snoogans.
I started this podcast with the caveat of it being movies that are obscure, no one has seen, or are new. This is none of those things, but it is different slightly.
Yeah, and to be fair, if you're young, like let's say you're 20,
Oh yeah,
you've probably not seen this film because you couldn't get it on DVD.
yeah, that's true.
You were too young to go and see it because it's been out of print for like fucking years. So this is new to some people, probably.
Yeah, yeah. If you read the episode title, you'll know we're talking about Dogma in 4K or 1080p as we saw it.
1080p as we saw it. Yeah. It's still very good. Don't get me wrong, it looks great. But
Yeah, the possibly the greatest Kevin Smith film he made.
yeah, I mean it's a toss up between two for me that are kind of equal pegging.
What's the other one?
Chasing Amy.
Yeah, okay. Thought he was going to say Jersey Girl.
No. Do you know what? Looking back on Jersey Girl, it's not a bad film. It was just the victim of bad casting.
That one there. Yeah,
Not
Jersey
actually
Girl.
a bad movie.
Yeah, I'm hoping they've got this one other way they can move on to doing Jersey Girl, the director's cut, which I've heard is possibly better.
What is it? Just like the whole movie with Jennifer Lopez isn't in it.
It's one of those things. I actually think it needed more of her because when she dies, it's like, sorry, spoilers. She dies
Yeah,
quite
some
early
spoilers
on.
for this 20-year-old movie.
It's like no one cares because it's like she's Jennifer Lopez, isn't it? I think that animosity is gone now because people hated them at the time.
Yeah, I don't think you can understate like how much kind of hatred Jennifer Jennifer Lopez, Ben Affleck relationship had because they were when this movie came out, when it was getting made, they were just sort of because it takes like 2 years to make a film. They were just kind of getting together, and it was and it was fine. By the time this movie came out, they had been everywhere at all times, constantly, and everyone fucking hated them. And I think they'd already split up by the time the fucking movie came out.
Yeah, because I had Jiggly.
Yeah, giggly.
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 Yeah, with the classic line of it's turkey time, gobble gobble. Yeah, great there, you know. and they slated Kevin Smith for his script writing abilities.
Mm.
Yeah, I think that one needs a director's cut re-release. No,
Yeah,
reassessing it. There's a lot of film being reassessed now, which, it's welcome, And I
yeah. I
think
don't
this one,
hate Ben Affleck anymore, so I don't mind rewatching it.
yeah. And like I said, I think Dogma people haven't seen it, especially if you're younger. Um, if people were actually saying like if they wanted a good film to watch, I'd recommend this from the era.
Yeah.
It's a weird one because Kevin Smith has got a hardcore fan base, and there are people who our age obviously all know him. But people were saying like, "Oh, I heard about Kevin Smith. He's this cult filmmaker. Which one would you recommend watching to get into his
Mm.
films?" I'd actually say more rats.
Yeah, Moritz is kind of like the easy mainstream. Like I would say, like for me, Moritz is the fun, silly, and frankly, the Jan Bob movie is kind of the spiritual sequel to that for me because it's kind of in that same kind of vibe. It's more playful.
Mm,
Chasing Amy's is big boy movie for me because that's an actual serious storyline. There's feelings and such, and it's
mm.
quite complicated and also quite sounds mad to say this now, quite liberal and advanced. And it was made in '96, and it still looks advanced compared to some of the ideas that are currently being bandied about by the right wing pundits of multiple countries who now basically want to make anything that isn't straight white Christians illegal. So,
Yeah, but
which
yeah,
makes Dogma quite a good movie to release at this moment in time as well, or re-release, I should say.
yeah, yeah. Dogma, a better movie. More rats better as a Kevin Smith introduction. And I'd say maybe Clerks because it's the one that started it all. And if you get the dialogue in more rats, you'll know what you're getting into with Clerks.
Yeah.
If you said Clerks to someone now, they'd look at it and go, "This is a piece of shit."
Clerks is your art school movie.
Yeah,
Like if you're into movie making, if you're into the craft of movie making, Clerks is great. If you want a big, shiny Hollywood movie, Dogma is that. And if you want a good introduction, then yeah, Moratz is probably your best bet.
yeah. Clerks is the granddaddy that launched 1,000 bad slacker comedy movie scripts.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah, I had one. I definitely had one.
Yeah, well, because it shows you that you could make a movie with your friends at the store down the road for like £4,000 or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, mine was set in a record store, even though I
Yeah,
never worked in a
exactly.
record store. And it was called The End of the World as well, which kind of proves I always had that apocalypse thing.
Yeah, you just hate people, want everything to end. That hasn't
I want it
changed.
all over. Oh yeah. So this film was out in '99,
Mm.
and what were you doing? '99. There you go. That's a good one.
So I was 17 in '99.
Yikes.
Yeah. So I was preparing for the millennium. And depending on which bit of '99, I was basically courting my now wife. So that tells you how fucking long we've been together.
Yeah, I did a bit of a dive into '99. But proving we're old ass fucks, 1999 was the birth year of world-renowned photographer Brooklyn Beckham,
Uh,
sexy pop muppet Sabrina Carpenter,
she's
sexy
the one who got in
satanic
trouble for doing the
smell the
on all
glove.
fours, smell the glove album cover. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm a metalhead. I don't know who these people are. I just know that women got upset because it was the smell the glove album cover. Yeah.
yeah. I was like, I get the. Someone mentioned that she looks like she's AI, like every part of her is AI, and I'm like, yeah, I get that. It's like, it just looks unreal. Doesn't look, yeah.
And that's also every filter that people use on every photograph now, anyway. Like, I'm not going to say if you met her in real life, she's a moose, but she probably doesn't look like she does on the album cover, if you know what I mean. You might
Yeah.
not recognize her immediately.
Not even that, just the entire aesthetic. It's like
Mm.
it's perfectly crafted for a certain market, which is not us. More births in 99. The sexy satanic hip hopper Lil Nas X.
I've heard
And
of him.
giant forehead owner and star of Yoga Hosers Lizzie Rose Step.
Have, unfortunately. I am aware of her.
99 was the year of the millennium, which made it the year of the millennium bug, which we all know now was actually a big thing, but it got solved by lots of people working overtime. But obviously we didn't see that, so it didn't happen, and it was all stupid. Yeah. Had a lot to worry about on the internet back then. Despite you needing a whole heap of software to log online, apparently you could hack into any Hotmail account at the time with the password EH. Yeah,
Probably true.
It was a big deal. It's like apparently you could just log into any Hotmail with that.
Well,
I think my Hotmail is still from 99 as well.
Still got mine.
Your PayPal was safe though. It was only just created, and it was actually dubbed the worst business idea of the year by a bunch of idiots.
Yeah, online payments, it will never catch on.
Other big businesses, DVDs, were just starting to phase out videotapes. The euro phased out individual European currencies, except the pound. Was that a good idea? Harry Potter's third book was announced, The Prisoner of the Black Mold-Infested Castle in Scotland. And the biggest music act of the year was Britney Spears. Debuted and went on a tear, showing the world for the nonce-infested cesspool it really is.
Well, I mean, as it showed that America's a nonce-infested cesspool. We already knew that Britain was, because Charlotte Church won Arse of the Year at 16.
Yeah, but 16, legal. Yeah, legal.
Yeah, but also means you've been taking pictures of her ass before then because you published it on her birthday, you fucking nonsense.
Sticking with the cheery move, Columbine happened. And America solved the problem of gun violence by banning the sale of automatic weapons to anybody. Because of this, mass shootings on school campuses these days are very rare. I'm so glad they nipped that that potential problem in the ass when they had the chance.
Yeah, imagine if they hadn't banned guns.
Yeah, it'd be a different world. I actually got a quiz for you as well.
Okay.
World leaders in 1999. The big three. Well, the big three for us because we're,
As in like Western European, American.
Yeah. UK, thing. US and Russia. Go on.
Okay. Tony Blair,
Bing.
Bill Clinton.
Bing.
And it was Putin, 99, right?
Correct. He took over mid-year from Boris Yeltsin.
There we go.
No problems there at all. Biggest song of the year in the USA was Where My Girl's At by 702, which I have no clue what that song is.
Nope. Never heard of it. Or 702.
Yeah, I saw that written down. I was like, what? Because it was going to be a question, but there's no chance you get that. Biggest song in the UK, though, 99. Not a British artist.
Not a British artist, sorry. That wipes that one off my list because I was going to say Angels by Robbie Williams or some shit, but I think that was like probably 97 or 98. 99, biggest song. Is it the aforementioned Britney Spears with Hit Me Baby One More Time?
Nope. Male artist. Give you one more go at this.
A male artist in 99.
And the title isn't English.
Is Living La Vida Loca?
Correct.
Ricky Martin?
Yep, that's the one.
Fuck me.
Biggest film of 1999 that wasn't Dogma. Which one made the most money?
Armageddon.
Oh, no.
The other one.
It had 3 sequels.
Wait, only 3. Okay.
The last film in the series was 2 years ago or last year. Didn't go down
Matrix.
Well. Correct.
The Matrix, yeah. Okay, yeah. 99. Yeah.
Made with 63 million, grossed 468 million worldwide. 63 million, Jesus.
Yeah.
That's like a low budget film these days. That was the biggest film. What film won the Oscar, though?
99. I know, see, here's the thing. I've never given a fuck. I'm into horror, so I've never given a fuck about Oscars.
No one gave a fuck about this film either after it won the Oscar.
No, Erin Brockovich.
No, Shakespeare in Love.
Ugh.
Yeah.
That's a terrible movie. Isn't Ben Affleck also in that?
Yes, yes.
Jesus. So he won an Oscar for his shitty movie and nothing for this good movie that we're going to discuss.
Yeah. Okay.
And this is also pre-Goop Gwyneth Paltrow too, right?
Yeah.
Before we realised what she is. Starts with C, rhymes with Hunt.
Speaking of that, Time Magazine Person of the Year. Who won
Donald
it?
Trump?
Nope. Think internet.
Well, here's the thing. Remember, Hitler won Time Person of the Year once. So
But at the time,
I'm not sure they're reliable.
At the time, I guess we didn't know the dangers of this, really.
Jeff Bezos.
Ding, ding, ding.
Jeff Bezos. Fuck me. Wow, Time really is good at picking the assholes out, isn't it? Jesus, fuck.
Yeah. And there was a dark day in wrestling in May of the year, 23rd of the month. They had the pay-per-view WWF Over the Edge, Dark Day in Wrestling, because that was the same day I walked into a wrestling school and started my ill-fated wrestling career and paid for it ever since.
I started a bit later, but I'm still feeling that those checks getting cashed too.
Yeah.
Especially as it's getting colder now. Those lower back and knees are not thanking me for my youthful exuberance.
Yeah. Obviously talking about Owen Hart there.
Yeah. I was watching that pay-per-view live.
I think everyone at the time was.
Sucked. And Owen Hart, I should point out, was also one of my favourite wrestlers at that point. Because he was not... I was into wrestling. So he wasn't like Attitude Era wrestler, come in, drink beer, kick in the gut, stunner, or rock bottom, or whatever the fuck. He actually wrestled, like chain wrestling and good stuff.
Yeah, and character as well.
And he was really funny.
Yeah. Great guy. I don't think he would have won the title, though.
No, he was never going to be a main eventer, I don't think. He was always like a solid mid-card guy. I think he could have gone to Japan and done like really well and had done some in like, and bear in mind, late 90s, he could have had a good run in like NJPW or Noah.
Yeah, it was big at that time. So yeah, talking about dead people. It's been a while since I wheeled this one out. Oh, you were dead. Gotta play the music in the edit now. Just imagine it's playing. I've not queued it up. I may have to re-download it.
Pretty sure I'm not in beat.
So I've got 5 names. You have to say if they died in 1999.
I should point out we're doing a lot of filler to get to this movie. We're not going to have much to say, are we? It's a whole episode about anything but Dogma so far.
But you know, content in it.
Not much to say. Do you like Dogma? Yeah, it was great. All right, cool.
That's the script.
Much.
Just ruined it. So, Stanley Kubrick, iconic movie director, obviously Full Metal Jacket, The Shining, 2001 Space Odyssey, Clockwork Orange, Barry Lyndon, etc., etc. Was he dead in 1999?
That is a very good one. Because it is definitely around here. I'm going to say he was dead.
Correct, he was dead. March 7th from a heart attack.
Because he died just before the release of Eyes Wide Shut, if I recall.
2 weeks after it.
No, just after.
Yeah.
Well, there we go. I knew it was around that time.
Okay. Founder of the Church of Satan and writer of the Satanic Bible, Anton LaVey. Did he die in 99?
The fact I know exactly who that is kind of says everything I need to know about me.
I think he's kind of hit the pop culture zeitgeist because of true crime documentaries and podcasts.
Yeah, but I had read the Satanic Bible like in the 90s, so I believe he was not dead. 2000? 2001?
Well, he was dead, but it was 97.
No, he wasn't dead. It was earlier, unfortunately. Fuck.
Yeah. So you're correct. Correct. I'm just asking for 99 dead on.
Right.
Okay, next up, as noted in the A song, I Love Lake Tahoe. Yeah, the trees are pretty wide. That's where Sonny Bono died. But did Sonny Bono die in 1999?
And I got mashed up in a ski accident.
Yeah, died while skiing, hitting a tree.
I mean, it's not funny, but it's kind of the funniest way to die. Like, it's very fucking Looney Tunes, isn't it? Like, you can just like imagine the like, sound effects and everything, and just like spread eagled, like Bugs Bunny spread eagled around the tree, or roll Wile E. Coyote or something.
I mean, if you hit a cliff face because someone painted a hole on it, tunnel.
Yeah, Cher just painted made it look like there wasn't a tree there, so she'd get granted her divorce. Allegedly. I don't want Cher's lawyers coming off. Was he dead? I feel like that was probably. I would say he was a dead.
In 99?
Was he dead in 99? Fucking hell. Yes.
98.
Balls.
A little bit earlier.
Well, technically, he was a dead in 99. He died in
99. Jill Dando.
Oh, fuck.
Journalist, BBC presenter, and newsreader killed on the doorstep by someone. Who did it? No one knows.
Well, this is the point where you just cut in 10 seconds of Barry didn't do it by cunting again. Barry Gardiner was convicted of it.
Yeah.
And then later acquitted.
Yep, 8 years.
Yeah.
8 years, man. Was she dead
basically
in
because he
99?
was a weirdo.
Yeah.
And he was a weirdo and stalker, but he was found to have not killed her in the end. Was she dead in 99? Ooh. That's the thing, like 98, 99, 2000 all kind of blurs for me. I feel like that was 98. I feel like she was not dead.
26th of April 1999.
Fuck.
Yeah, despite the biggest manhunt since the Yorkshire Ripper, the case remains unsolved. Probably because they thought they got the right man.
It's because they nicked the wrong bloke and put him away for 8 years.
Yeah. Yeah. Want to learn more about that? Go find the True Crime podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Plenty of him doing it still. Amazingly.
It's amazing. I actually still remember his name, Barry Gardiner.
And finally, lover of green jelly and emu fister, Rod Hull.
Didn't he fall off a roof?
Yep.
Yeah. Was it in 99?
Yeah.
Again, I feel like that was...
you know, I'm the real Rod Hull.
I know where I can fly. Oh no, nothing off the field.
You're talking about Orville.
Yeah, it's all the same to me. Someone fisting a teddy bear. Put it this way: if Rod Hull had had Orville, he might have survived that fall off the roof.
Yeah, but Orville couldn't fly.
No, but at least he might have been able to if he grew up. Emu is a flightless bird by definition.
And Keith Harris had cable. What he did in 1999?
I feel like he died in the early 2000s. So no, he was not dead.
March 17th, 1999, Rod Hull fell off the roof.
Cock!
Oh, did badly there.
Those last two, I was doing so well.
Good on the general knowledge, not good with the deads.
No. I'm not a big enough Rod Hull fan to be ashamed. I'll have to hand my badge back.
Okay, it's the main event. It's what we're here for. What we're supposed to be reviewing. Dogma. It's Dogma, isn't it?
It is. Well, let's pretend anyone listening to this podcast has not seen Dogma.
Okay, so
Dogma. One of their kids is watching it for the first time.
Yeah, Dogma is about two angels, Bartleby and Loki, who find out that they can, get back into heaven after being expelled for questioning God through a
plenary indulgence.
Yeah, it is like things out by the church.
Basically, it's Catholic, so there's loopholes because Catholic.
See what the synopsis actually says. An abortion clinic worker with a special heritage is called upon to save the existence of humanity from being negated by two renegade angels trying to exploit a loophole in and re-enter heaven. Is that a good description?
I mean, it is. It's sort of.
Searching for a way back from Everlasting Exile, I should have just read the DVD.
Yeah. Have you also got the original version of the DVD as well? Because
Yes.
I do too. You and me are probably like amongst the few that actually have it because I think it was a studio issue. Basically, they took it out of
No,
circulation. There was like copyrights or some bollocks.
because they wouldn't distribute it through the company, so Harvey Weinstein bought it.
Right, yeah.
Though Harvey Weinstein owned it and wouldn't actually release it.
No, because he's a bad sex person.
Yes. So searching for a way back from Everlasting Exile, renegade angels Loki and Bartleby attempt to turn the entire cosmological system on its head unless an unlikely horde of humans can stop them. Bethany, Linda Florentino, the heroine of Dogma, is a woman convinced her prayers have not been answered when, out of nowhere, a heralding angel appears in her bedroom and declares her the potential savior of humanity. Setting off an extraordinary journey, Bethany meets a host of heavenly and hellish characters, including the celestial messenger, Metatron, played by Alan Rickman, an apostle with a 2,000-year-old grudge, Chris Rock, hot-headed demon Azrael, Jason Lee, and heavenly muse Serendipity, Salma Hayek.
But no.
In Kevin Smith's comic fantasia, angels, demons, apostles, and prophets of a sort walk among the cynics and innocents of the earth and battle it out for the fate of humankind. Starring Oscar winner Ben Affleck for Armageddon, Shakespeare in Love, and Good Will Hunting. He's won 3 Oscars.
One of those is good.
Oscar winner
One
Matt
of
Damon.
those is worth watching.
Oscar winner Matt Damon, Saving Private Ryan, Good Will Hunting, The Talented Mr. Ripley.
3 of those are good. To be fair, all of those are good movies.
Yeah, big cast.
For people that don't know, so if you're too young to have watched The Talented Mr. Ripley, think Saltburn, but without a naked Harry Keogh. Because that is all Saltburn actually is. It is just The Talented Mr. Ripley. Which is not a knock on Saltburn, good film, but watch The Talented Mr. Ripley, better film, and it's when Jude Law was the best looking man in the world for like 6 weeks.
Or before his hair betrayed him.
Basically, yeah. Don't get me wrong, he's still a great looking guy and he seems pretty cool, but that was when he was like the prettiest man that lived just for a few minutes, because I think Brad Pitt had grown a beard. That's how it works, right?
Yeah. But yeah, that was the description of Dogma. There's obviously Jay and Silent Bob in there. Jason Mewes and Kevin Smith playing Jay and Silent Bob. If you've watched these films, you know who they are. If you didn't watch the films, I think they still work as comedy characters for this standalone, which I think is why it worked. It wasn't like all the in-jokes in it.
Yeah, but like Jay and Bob are essentially like it's the same as injecting Cheech and Chong into a different kind of fit. Like that's their thing. They're essentially Cheech and Chong. They're just like two comedic foils to kind of like when shit's getting quite serious, you can just put fart joking or something to lift the mood a bit, which they do, by the way. Already, Bethany's character is slightly ham-fistedly, obviously kind of described as like their work. The fact she works in an abortion clinic is a bit kind of blunt as a tool, but it's kind of to describe the fact that she's lost her faith because she's unable to conceive due to an infection, blah, 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 which caused her to, her husband to leave her because she can't have kids now, and led to a wider crisis of faith, basically. I mean, it's a fairly blunt instrument in describing why you're there. It's kind of like, I don't believe in God because, like, who hurt you? It's the classic what religious people say to atheists, essentially, because I've heard this argument a billion times as an atheist. It's like, oh, well, who hurt you that you don't believe in God now? So it's a little ham-fisted for me, but it does, like Kevin Smith openly would say, he is a lapsed Catholic. He believes in all of this, so like it's fair that he would approach it from that angle.
Yeah.
That's the general starting point, that she doesn't have any faith anymore. And then circumstances contrive to change her mind. She's basically visited by the Metatron, or Hans Gruber, if you prefer, with angel wings, played by the indomitable Alan Rickman. It's worth watching this movie just for his scenes because he's just so fucking charming, and I absolutely love Alan Rickman. But he's also just very Alan Rickman. Like, it's very deadpan, very morose, just brilliant. Really world weary, basically a world weary angel. And then they go on. It's essentially, it is kind of the same plot as Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. They go to a place to save a thing. Basically, it's just your typical road trip movie, pretty much.
Yeah. Road trip movie with a bit of religion thrown in.
Yeah, and some great performances from everyone involved. To be honest, like Jason Lee is great as Azrael because he does that kind of swart, like slimy, slightly cocky, very well, which is great in that character. Chris Rock is Chris Rock. I don't really know like how else to describe it.
Yeah, he is. He's doing his stand up really.
It's basically just Chris Rock. Jay and Bob as the foils work perfectly. I have to say, Ben Affleck, what I wasn't always a fan of, but is very good in this. Has some great monologues. Like Kevin Smith always gave him great monologues. See the previously mentioned Chasing Amy as well. He had a really great monologue in that. But Ben Affleck does what the leading man needs to do. He's a perfect leading man for this movie. Coupled with, bear in mind, this is before his name became kind of a punchline, thanks to Team America. Matt Damon is fucking excellent in this film. Like, genuinely brilliant in this film for me. I absolutely loved him. He's very much got that Good Will Hunting kind of charm to him. Like, he's just the perfect character. It develops really nicely. Loki is the angel of death. And by the end of the movie, he's the one that's actually having doubts and second thoughts. And it's just great. He's very fun. His best scene and one of my favorite scenes in the movie then and now is the boardroom scene. It's a great scene. And yeah, without giving too much away, although again, most people have probably seen it. It's Bethany is trying to stop the angels from becoming human and crossing the threshold into the church, thus disproving God's infallibility and undoing the universe. Again, it's not quite explained why it would undo the universe rather than just making God look silly, and therefore God would have a bit of a hissy fit and destroy everything, which doesn't paint God in a great light, but it's fine. There's a few things in here that actually don't paint God in a great light. And again, it's kind of balanced with the Old Testament, New Testament, because essentially Loki and Bartleby are from the Old Testament. He was the god of death. It's mentioned that he raised Sodom and Gomorrah, etc. And they have a bit of an argument because Bartleby accuses him of just setting some fires. And Loki points out that I rain sulfur. Do you know how hard that is to do? So those were nice little touches I really enjoyed. But again, that's the Old Testament God was much harsher, and then New Testament God is nice and friendly and Alanis Morissette. So
yeah, should point out that there's the whole mystery of God being absent because they can't find him. Apparently, he went off on a expedition to Earth to play skee ball and hasn't returned, which is why God can't deal with the situation.
Yeah.
There's a lot of.
But also, if you are a believer in particularly Catholicism, but the Christian religions anyway, the argument that God would get involved directly is because A, he works in mysterious ways, and he gave us free will, which is basically the way out of why didn't God flick Hitler's head off, essentially. Or maybe he was off playing skee ball at the time.
Yeah, it's a lot of questions about religion, and I think it's Kevin Smith going through his crisis of faith himself, writing it from that perspective. He had mentioned
that he was disaffected at that point himself, but clearly written by a believer. Because again, I was brought up around the Catholic faith. I've never been a believer, but I've got an Irish family, so that shit is there. So I'm aware of a lot of these things. It makes as much sense to me as it does in the film, which is not a lot, but I understand it. I know what it means. I just don't accept it.
Yeah, there's a lot of it's free will, but God made you in his image. Therefore, if you're this, it wasn't God's plan for me to be this. Yeah, but
Yeah,
you've also got
exactly.
free will. So I can't be this. No.
Yeah, it's the get out of jail free card, basically.
Yeah, you can tell I'm an atheist. I bought Church of England.
Yes, and two atheists discussing a movie about Catholicism.
So yeah, I think if you are Catholic, possibly you might have an issue with it. I don't know.
There were
There were
some
people at the
people
time.
upset at the time.
Yeah, there's a story he'll tell at length, Kevin Smith, on his
Oh,
there is a
and he will
Q&A that
tell
was
it.
sent with this, which I think will probably be linked somewhere with. I don't know if he's going to do Q&As at each screening. I think he is.
Well, you should also give it its proper title because it does mention it on the video itself. It's a QAAAAAAAAQAAA. Because there's only actually like two questions answered, and then just Kevin Smith being Kevin Smith and talking for like 45 minutes.
Yeah, actually,
Because he's a great speaker.
this morning I was watching. Here's one for you. Audience with Kevin Smith DVD.
Yeah, it's just basically those.
And it is pretty much exactly the same. Like he just goes through the same stories, tells us a thing about how they were protesting Dogma and he actually protested it with them and no one knew it was him. And they was expecting thousands of people and it was just like 10 people.
Hmm.
So he goes through a lot of the stories. I think the QA stuff, if you know Kevin Smith, you'll know all the answers anyway. Because
Yeah.
he's done multiple things like the Q&A with all the shows he does.
Well, it mentions, I think it's at the one you mentioned of the 10 people. One of his anecdotes is that because it was such a small protest, he actually joined the protest.
Yeah, so I think he joined it, and
no one realised it was him.
There's the new footage of him actually on TV.
Yeah,
using Brian Johnson
protesting
as
his own movie.
Yeah, so I think if you've seen the film, you probably don't need to see it again unless you're a fan, in which case you're going to go see it anyway.
Yeah.
There's no new scenes added to it, even though I think some of the press said there was.
I think this is the right choice. He does mention it in the Q&A that they were talking about putting in some of the cutout scenes. I think it would be great to put in as extras in the DVD, but I think the original cut is perfect, and it should be a remastered of the original cut. I don't think adding that extra stuff in would have, because it'll change the movie.
Yeah, I think
I kind of want it to be as it was because it was kind of perfect.
That would get people going, oh yeah, these added scenes ruin the movie, kind of thing. Whereas if it's the same movie everyone loved, people go see it and they'll love it again. I think if they do the DVD Blu-ray release and they put those scenes in and put it as an option, so like you can watch the director's cut of it that way, that'd be great.
I think that's a better choice, yeah.
Yeah, so it's essentially Dogma in 4K, which is nice because, yeah, seeing it crystal clear is unique. It's not like, because we did the Texas Chainsaw Massacre the other week, and I said my copy's really blurry, and the things they were showing were like 4K cleaned up, and it looks amazing. I don't think you're going to get any extra from seeing these scenes in HD because they pretty much are just Kevin Smith directing, which is really flat shots. No, there's a two shot. There's a little bit of movement here and there, but his stuff has never been dynamic and sort of beautiful to look at.
Film.
Yeah, but there's some things I just watching it in this like scaled up version. There's a few things I caught in the background which I didn't before, and some details here and there, but that's pretty much it.
So I would say there are two things that it affects. So there is one scene in particular I think it improves, and one scene in particular I think it detracts from. So
does the scene that improves include Salma Hayek?
I think you know the answer to that because you nearly choked on your teeth when I said it. I have made no qualms about the fact that at this point in my life, I had quite a crush on Salma Hayek from Desperado and From Dusk Till Dawn. And then this movie came out, And I watched this again yesterday in preparation for this. And firstly, I will say the whole movie, I had a smile on my face.
Yeah.
It was genuinely a joy to watch again. I haven't seen it in probably I have it on DVD, but I haven't watched it probably in 15 to 16 years. I used to know this movie line for line. As Dean, you probably will remember and attest, I was basically Jason Mewes for a while. I had the long blonde hair. I would do impressions. I genuinely loved all of this Jay and Bob stuff and the Kevin Smith stuff. And this movie absolutely put a smile on my face. It took me right back to where I was in '99. It made me feel like that teenager again. And then Salma Hayek scene came on and did the same, and I got tingly in my downstairs. Is all I'm saying. Okay.
You can't hear Candy Girl without getting a little bit moist.
No, I mean, it changed that song for me forever. Firstly, and also like I know this sounds terrible as a 43-year-old white male, but Salma Hayek is a fucking smoke show in that film. She just is. Like, don't get me wrong, she's a stunning woman now. Like, she's still a very attractive woman, but that is like her at her absolute peak. And Kevin Smith got to dance around in her pants. So yeah, great movie. Kevin Smith has got two actresses that I really like and managed to give them great characters in two of his movies, and that is Salma Hayek and Rosario Dawson at their like absolute peaks.
Not Shannon Elizabeth.
I mean, I'd already seen everything I needed to see of Shannon Elizabeth prior to this, but yeah, she's also very good in that movie.
You've seen it all, seen everything.
Seen everything. You know, American Pie is a bad movie with a good scene.
Yeah, I will agree with that. It's smiled on my face all the way through it. Got a little bit emotional when Alanis turned up. Don't know why, but
I don't know.
There's that feeling of like, yeah, it's a beautiful scene.
It is. It's really nice, especially when you realise who could have been God. It is briefly mentioned, and she would have been great if it would have been different. And it was mentioned in the Q&A. So originally, which is why Jason Mewes says the line that he says. It makes a lot more sense when you realise when Jason Mewes says, "Why is this chick acting like? Why is she acting like the chick out of the piano?" And that in and of itself is funny because God doesn't speak. But had the original casting been done, that would have been Holly Hunter, who was in the piano as a mute. So that was, and he kept the joke in because it still kind of works.
Yeah.
And then Holly Hunter didn't do it because, as explained, she had played an angel in another movie and didn't want to
Life Less Ordinary,
do the same kind of thing.
Another film deserves a sort of
good movie, yeah. And then the other option, because Alan Rickman was in it, he suggested he could bring his friend in, so God could have been Emma Thompson, which also would have been pretty great, but different. And I think the thing about Alanis Morissette is she is kind of the icon of the 90s of that period, because she was huge at that point. Like, she was just starting to kind of downturn a little bit, because Jagged Little Pill was like the biggest album of the mid fucking 90s. That album was huge. Alanis Morissette was a giant star. And she just, there's a kind of childlikeness to the character. Like, everything about it just works. I really liked it. The bit where she's doing a handstand against a tree near the end just made me chuckle again.
I think it works because it's not the choice anyone would have gone with.
No, it's not at all an obvious
It's not an
choice.
actor.
No.
But it's just Alanis Morissette. Which at the time, yeah, big name. Now it's like, okay, who's that? Because I don't think many people know.
No, probably not. Because she's not really been... I'm sure she's still putting out albums and stuff, but she's not really been a big, like, music mainstream star since probably 2000 or early 2000s.
Yeah. But yeah, that scene got me a little bit. Again, not sure why, because I've seen it so many times.
Yeah.
And I watched it 2 years ago, I think, because I watched all the Jay and Bob movies, because I got Clerks 3, and I thought I'd watch them all, and then Clerks 3 at the end of it, which made it a lot better. It's kind of Kevin Smith on the way up.
Yeah.
Because he's had some stinkers, and he admits he's had some stinkers, which is always nice.
Yeah.
Because
Listen, look, I love Kevin Smith. I'll never not love Kevin Smith. You
he
don't
does
like to
mention
have
it.
every album.
Yeah, he does it in the Q&A where he said like people are done with him, but then he'll bring another film out and they go, "Oh, I'll give it another go." Like doing the
Yeah,
jackpot machine every time. It's like, yeah, cherry, bar.
yeah,
And Clerks 3 was a bit like that with me. It was like some really good scenes, and there's two scenes I'm like, ugh.
yeah,
But yeah, it was better. And I think he's going to be doing Dogma 2.
yeah. Apparently, that is one of the things he's thinking of. I mean, I'm not going to say that Scott Mosier being there helped, but it seems like Scott Mosier being there helped. Maybe talked him out of some of the bigger kind of mistakes that he might have made, and also he didn't smoke weed in those days.
Yeah, and now he's off weed again. It's like, yeah, he might do all right. I
So maybe
say
he will, maybe he won't.
it might be like a Clerks 3 where it's like some bits of me like, yeah, this is kind of good. But again, I'll watch it.
Yeah,
There's
I'm
only
going to
one I've
watch it.
tapped out on so far.
I tapped out on yoga hoses.
Yeah, so 20 minutes. It's like, nope, can't do this.
I just couldn't. Yeah, I tried. I really tried. I love
Yeah,
that he's making movies for his kid. It's awesome. They're just not for me, and that's fine.
yeah, doing what he wants, having fun.
Yeah, and that's great. Like if you're making art just for your fans, then you're kind of doing it for the wrong reason anyway.
Yeah,
And hence Metallica's last three albums.
yeah, and if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be doing this show right now.
And that's true of most podcasters, I think.
Yeah. So yeah, Dogma. I said I think if you like the film, you can go see it. If you haven't heard of it before, definitely recommend.
Definitely.
You might get some enjoyment out of the older films as well from Kevin Smith. Definitely the first five. After that, hit and miss, but give him a go
Yeah.
anyway. He's always out there supporting like the independent artist and people doing shit for themselves. Always has been.
hmm
Again, the Evening with Kevin Smith DVD I was just watching, and he inspired some guy back then to go and make a film himself. Was telling people
hmm
how to make the stuff. So he's always been like a champion of like the little guy going there and doing things just for fun, which is a good
Yeah.
message.
I mean, if there's anything to criticize him for, it's the fact that he basically used to tell everyone to go and start their own podcast, and then everyone did. Maybe that is the only thing to criticize. But again, if not for that, we wouldn't be sitting here talking. Well, we would. We just wouldn't be recording it and put it on the internet.
I wouldn't be talking to you if I didn't do a podcast.
Well, not anymore. That's true.
I might send a message.
Yeah. Did you see the thing? Yeah, I saw the thing. All right, cool.
Cool. You seen this film? Yeah, sure, I'll check it out. But yeah, I think it's going to be shown at the French Dolls Cinema in London, and I'm pretty sure he's going to turn up for a Q&A at some point, which I might go to
Yeah, maybe.
if
I
I've
mean,
got
it's a
time,
big recommend from me,
especially for that one scene.
if only for that one scene.
Buy a 4K player just for that.
Mm.
Yeah, we're talking about Alan Rickman without testicles.
Yeah. That's the one. Obviously, and not Salma Hayek jiggling around in
Where
4K.
where can we not find you online, masturbating furiously like a little monkey?
Yeah, pretty much nowhere. I'm only really active on Blue Sky. I try and limit my exposure to the internet, and I don't know if I'm encouraged or discouraged because I made my biggest ever post like last week. It got hundreds and hundreds of likes, which is unlikely for me. And bear in mind, I comment a lot on political stuff, and I try to come across as witty and funny where I can. And the post of mine that's done the most action by like a lot was a picture of a bourguignon that I made. And it got hundreds of likes and comments, and it was just stew. So I've given up with witticisms now. I'm just going to post food and cats. The internet, YouTube taught us this years ago. Just post food and cats, and you'll get lots and lots of likes.
That's the thing. It's always going to be the stuff you least expect to take off that
Or
will take
boobies.
off.
If you have boobies, post those. People like those, but I don't have boobies that people want to see.
Boobies and stew.
Yeah,
Pour it
booby
over
stew.
them.
Yeah, so there's a marketing idea for you ladies. Boob stew.
So you're going to be starting your own food Instagram.
Yeah,
now.
it's OnlyFans. Me just sitting in a bathtub pouring food over myself.
No, that's no. Maybe do TikTok instead. Just do stews on TikTok. Here's how I make a stew.
So you chop the carrot, and then you chop the onion.
A couple
And
of
then
chicken
you
bones
chop
in
the
there. You know, put a
celery.
bit of water, some vegetables. Got yourself a stew going.
Goes stew going.
Yep. As always, you can find me at totalcockzone.com. My zines on there. Should be getting an update soon. Issue 3, because I'm still unemployed.
Woo.
Nothing else to do.
Apart from watch that scene again, 4K. I think we've got 2 plays left.
Only 2. What happened?
It crashed. Not then. Before then, honestly.
Yeah, I'm sure.
The other 2 plays are a separate thing.
Did you sort of have to disappear to clean up and then come back and it sort of reset it? You know?
No.
This is going to be on
I
video,
don't-
by the way.
I don't clean up. I sit in myself. How dare you? I'm a grown-ass man.
It's going to be on YouTube, by the way. It's going to be like little videos of us in the corner, just be in the middle, big screen, someone act dancing the entire time.
That'll get clicked. People will watch that shit.
Yeah, I'm going to put it in the thumbnail as well.
I'd rather watch that than see my face. So, don't blame you.
Okay, let's get out of here.
Cool.
Bye-bye.
Bye.